Alright, Trailblazers, let's talk Cipher. The full kit for this upcoming 5-star Quantum character has just been leaked, and wow, she's shaping up to be one of the most creative damage dealers Honkai Star Rail has seen. If you're into follow-up attacks, stacking damage, and setting up huge burst turns, Cipher might just be your next must-pull. So, let's break down her full abilities and see how she plays. Starting with her basic attack, Thoops, past the radar, it deals quantum damage to a single enemy, scaling with her attack stat. Nothing fancy here, but it's a clean, straightforward tap that plays into her combo setup. Her skill, Empty-Handed Haul, is where the fun begins. It has a high chance to weaken a designated enemy and any adjacent targets, lowering their damage dealt for 2 turns. At the same time, it buffs Cipher's attack by a significant amount and then deals quantum damage, first to the primary target, and then reduced damage to enemies beside them. This one ability lowers enemy offense, boosts Cipher's power, and spreads damage across the field. Then there's her ultimate, Sincerely, Kitty Phantom Thief. This move costs 100 energy and hits like a truck when set up correctly. First, it deals quantum damage to a single enemy. Then, it unleashes true damage based on her recorded value from her talent, targeting a single enemy and splashing across adjacent enemies. It's a mix of direct damage, follow-up value, and massive burst scaling. After using the ultimate, she resets the follow-up trigger count tied to her talent, letting her go right back into her loop. Now let's talk about Cipher's talent, and this is where things get spicy. It's called Hospitable Dolos, and it revolves around a status called Regular Customer. If there's no enemy currently marked, Cipher will automatically apply this status to the enemy with the highest max HP. Whenever she uses her skill or ultimate, the main target becomes the new regular customer. Now, here's the important part. When the regular customer is attacked by allies, Cipher will immediately trigger a powerful follow-up attack, dealing quantum damage based on her attack. She also records 20% of the damage allies deal to that enemy, building up a stored value for her ultimate to convert into true damage. And yes, overflow damage doesn't count toward the recorded value, so you're rewarded more for strategic play than just raw burst. The entire loop resets when she pops her ultimate. Her technique, Puss in Boots, is a fun one. It gives her a buff called Zegrus's Blessing, making her invisible to enemies and boosting her movement speed. If she sneaks up on an enemy during this state, she can start the battle by dealing quantum damage to all enemies and instantly records 200% of that damage into her stored value. It also gives her a chance to grab random consumables from the overworld, up to 50 per day. As for her traces, she gets speed, quantum damage boost, and extra HP, but the passives are where things really shine. One passive, Godstep Marvelous Shoes, grants a huge boost to critical rate and recording efficiency when Cipher's speed hits thresholds like 140 or 170. Another passive, 300 Rogues, lets her record damage dealt to enemies besides the regular customer, spreading out her stacking potential. And then there's Ultimate Switcheroo, which reduces enemy defense by a massive amount while Cipher is on the field and gives her a 50% action advance at the start of each wave. Now, let's run through her Eidolons, because they push her kit to some ridiculous levels. Her first Eidolon increases how many times her follow-up attacks from the talent can trigger, and also gives her a chance to apply a damage received debuff to enemies she hits. The second Eidolon increases the recorded value from her talent to 150% and boosts her critical damage by 80% when triggering a follow-up. At Eidolon 4, her follow-up attacks start dealing additional quantum damage on ally hits, and by the time you hit Eidolon 6, her follow-up damage is increased by 350%. And she refunds 20% of her stored damage value after using her ultimate. Now let's talk about her signature light cone, Lies, A Flutter in the Wind. This light cone is absolutely perfect for Cipher's kit. It boosts her speed by up to 30%, which helps her reach those trace thresholds for extra crit rate and efficiency. After using an attack, there's a 120% base chance to apply the Bamboozle state on all enemies, lowering their defense for 2 turns. And if Cipher's speed is 170 or higher, she can also apply a second debuff called Theft, which further reduces enemy defense. These 2 debuffs don't stack but apply separately depending on the situation. It's an excellent support and damage amplification tool that fits seamlessly with her kit. Cipher is all about stacking value and timing. She rewards strategic play, careful setup, and proper coordination with teammates. With high speed, defense reduction, and true damage scaling on top of constant follow-ups, she's looking like a monster in both single-target and multi-target fights. If you're a fan of characters like Acheron or Facio that rely on delayed payoff and combo mechanics, Cipher might feel like the next evolution of that playstyle. She's stylish, tactical, and absolutely loaded with potential. But Cipher isn't the only one showing up in these recent leaks. Next, we're diving into the full kit reveal for Hyacine, a remembrance healer with some very interesting mechanics of her own. So stick around, part 2 is up next. Now let's talk about the second character leaked in this wave, Hyacine. She's a 5-star wind character on the Remembrance path, and she brings a very unique spin on healing and summon-based mechanics. Instead of relying on traditional burst healing, Hyacine's strength lies in gradually restoring health through sustained effects and pairing with characters who frequently lose HP, like Castor Ice or Mighty. Let's start with her basic attack, called When Breeze Kisses Foam. It's a simple one. It deals wind damage to a single enemy, scaling off her max HP instead of attack. Like most healers, it's not really used for damage, but it contributes to her overall utility. Her skill, Love at Scattering of Rainbow, is her main healing move. It summons her Memo Sprite Eka, and heals all allies except Ika by a percentage of Hyacine's max HP, with a flat bonus added on top. Ika is also healed, but by a slightly stronger value. This setup allows Ika to scale independently and become stronger the longer she's out. Her ultimate, We Who Fly into Twilight, also summons Ika if she isn't already on the field, and provides an even greater burst of healing to all allies and Ika. But more importantly, it activates a special state called Petrichoric Clear Skies for 3 turns. While active, all allies gain a large max HP boost. This bonus decreases by 1 turn at the start of each of Hyacine's turns, but the extra max HP can be critical in teams that are constantly draining health. Hyacine's talent, Dawn Ray to Heal the World, is where the synergy between her and Ika really comes together. Ika starts with half of Hyacine's max HP, and anytime Hyacine or Ika heals, Ika's damage is increased significantly for 2 turns, stacking up to 3 times. So the more they heal, the harder Ika hits. Now, let's go over Ika's abilities. She's not like other summons. Ika doesn't appear in the turn order. Instead, her actions are triggered passively when allies lose HP or during specific moments in the turn cycle. Her talent, Holding Clear Sky's Hand, allows her to restore HP to allies when they take damage, automatically activating between turns or after actions. And while Hyacine is in her Petrichoric Clear Skies state, Ika will instantly act right after Hyacine uses any ability. Her skill, Rain Clouds Begone, is an AoE attack that deals wind damage to all enemies based on the total amount of healing Hyacine and Ika have done so far in the battle. It's a great payoff move, but using it also clears half of the healing tally it's based on, so timing is everything. Ika has a few other talents as well. One of them, Spread Wings, Toward the Sun, regenerates energy for Hyacine when Ika is summoned. Another, Free Fall, and Then Fly, gives Hyacine a 30% action advance when Ika disappears, helping her cycle abilities even faster. Hyacine's traces offer even more depth. Her first major trace, Cloudy Grin, gives both her and Ika 100% critical rate. On top of that, healing a low-health ally boosts their outgoing healing, which ramps up Ika's damage potential. The second trace, Gentle Thunderstorm, boosts Hyacine's effect resistance and allows her to cleanse 1 debuff from all allies whenever she uses her skill or ultimate. And finally, Tempestuous Halt adds some serious scaling. If Hyacine's speed goes over 200, she and Ika gain more max HP, and every point above that increases outgoing healing even further. This stacks up to 200 excess speed, making speed one of her most valuable stats. Her Eidolons take her supportive abilities even further. At E1, the max HP buff from Petrichoric Clear Skies is increased, and attacking while in that state heals allies even more. At E2, whenever an ally loses HP, they gain a speed buff, helping low-health allies act sooner. At E4, she enhances the benefits from her traces, increasing critical damage through her speed scaling. And at E6, after Ika uses her skill, it clears 10% of the healing tally, and Ika grants all allies bonus resistance penetration while on the field. Let's not forget her signature light cone, titled May Rainbows Remain in the Sky. This light cone increases Hyacine's speed by a large percentage, helping her reach those crucial trace breakpoints. But the real twist is its unique mechanic. It consumes a small portion of all allies' current HP after she uses a basic attack, skill, or ultimate. That HP is then stored and used by Ika during her next attack, dealing bonus damage based on the amount consumed. It turns healing into offensive power in a way no other light cone has done before. And when Ika uses her skill, it also increases the damage enemies take for 2 turns, turning Ika into a soft debuffer on top of being a healing-based attacker. Hyacine brings something very fresh to Honkai Star Rail, a true HP loss support who thrives in risky team compositions. She's designed to support characters who drain their own HP constantly, like Castor Ice and Mighty, and her playstyle rewards fast-paced healing and tactical decision-making. If you enjoy playing around risk and reward, and want a healer who actually helps push damage instead of just topping off HP bars, Hyacine might be exactly what your team needs. That wraps up our look at Hyacine's full kit, following Cipher's reveal earlier. Between the two, there's a lot of variety coming to version 3.2, Cipher with her tactical burst and follow-up style, and Hyacine with her elegant healing and summon synergy. Let me know in the comments which one you're more excited for. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more Honkai Star Rail updates and kit breakdowns.